Hello and welcome back to the Odds Shopper YouTube channel. I'm Isaiah. I'm broadcasting here from cold Nashville, and I'm here to break down this weekend's race over in sunny California for the NASCAR Cup Series. We're headed to Auto Club Speedway for the final race on the track's 2-mile configuration. It's going to be a pretty important event because of that reason. Drivers who have yet to win here are probably going to want to get their names in the history books as a winner at this track before they can no longer do so. We're also going to touch a little bit on DraftKings. They have a fantastic promotion going on. And then we're going to talk about Odd Shopper's Insider Access program, which is the only place where you can access my full NASCAR betting card. So this year's event is the Pala Casino 400. Auto Club is a 2-mile oval that has high tire wear, which means that its comparator tracks are Darlington and Homestead. So drivers who did well at Auto Club last year and those two tracks are going to be prominently featured in my betting card this week. That means we're looking for guys who can manage their equipment well over the long run. We're not just looking for drivers with raw speed at high level equipment like we would normally target for Michigan, which is the other 2-mile track in the NASCAR Cup Series. Now, before we get into the picks, I want to talk about DraftKings. They have an awesome promotion going on right now where you can bet $5 and win $150 in bonus bets if your money line wager wins. So because it's a money line wager, that means you can't place this on NASCAR, which is unfortunate because that will be pretty easy for us. But what you can do is you can bet $5 on tomorrow's Carolina Hurricanes Anaheim Ducks game. The Hurricanes are favorites of minus 435, so they should win that game pretty handily. The puck line is up at 2.5. Place your $5 money line bet on that game. Get your $100 in bonus bets to bet on NASCAR this weekend, and then hopefully we make it big with an outright. So our first pick this weekend is going to be Kyle Busch. He's the second winningest Cup Series driver at Auto Club with 4 wins. Jimmy Johnson has 6. He's kind of active, but he's not in the entry field for this race, so we're not worried about him. Further, Kyle Busch has the highest average finish over the last 23 starts of any Cup Series driver, even drivers who've only made one start at 9.8, which is ridiculously impressive. He is averaging a top 10. That's nuts. He's also the winningest Xfinity Series driver at Auto Club with 6 wins. He'll drive the number 8 Chevrolet this weekend, and if you saw last year's race at Auto Club, Tyler Reddick dominated the event in the number 8 Chevrolet for Richard Childress Racing. However, he had some trouble late and couldn't get the job done. It's tough, but we're going to target Kyle Busch anyway because we know this equipment can dominate, and we know Kyle Busch can dominate at this track. His odds opened at BetMGM at 11-1. Unfortunately, that price is no longer on the board. The best we can do is 10-1, which is available at DraftKings and most other sports books. You got a chance to bet on him at 11-1 if you read my article or if you're in the Odds Shopper Insider Access Discord channel when I posted the 11-1 to bet back on Tuesday. So that's why you got to pay a little bit closer attention for NASCAR betting. You got to get your action down early in the week, especially on guys like Kyle Busch who usually get bid up. Our next pick is going to be Joey Logano. So although unlike Kyle Busch, he is yet to win at Auto Club in the Cup Series, he has excelled at similar tracks. If you look at his performance at Darlington last year, that should jump out at you. He led 171 laps over the 2 races, which is actually more than 25% of all possible laps. That's pretty nuts. Further, he has the 4th best average finish of active drivers with multiple attempts at Auto Club at 12.5, which he's not averaging a top 10. It's still pretty impressive. And even though he hasn't won here in the Cup Series, he is the 3rd winningest Xfinity Series driver at Auto Club with 3 wins, which I think trails only Matt Kenseth, and he's tied with Greg Biffle. So he is a really talented driver. He can win this race. He just hasn't been able to get to victory lane in the Cup Series here yet. Look for him to try to emphasize doing that before this track gets shut down for a year so they can turn it into a half-mile short track. The odds of 12-1 haven't moved. This is where that line opened. I don't think that there's going to be much sharp action coming in on Joey that we wouldn't have already gotten. However, if qualifying does get rained out because of Joey's strong performance at Daytona last weekend, he'd be starting close to the front of the field, which is something that drivers like Erik Jones and Kyle Busch, who are pretty popular options, can't say. They won't have that benefit. So expect Logano's odds to shorten if qualifying gets rained out like the weather report says it will. Before we get into our last pick, I want to talk about Odds Shopper Insider Access. I know I mentioned this with the Kyle Busch pick, but it's an awesome product that you can get access to at Odds Shopper. You gain access to all of our betting experts in our premium Discord. You get picks in real time like live bets. You get access to office hours where you can ask people like me questions. You get access to my betting models. I model the NFL. I'm developing a NASCAR model. I model the NHL, but it's kind of in beta testing. It's profitable, but I'm not a hockey guy, so I need to work some stuff out. And more importantly, you get my full NASCAR betting cards posted in the channel every week as soon as the odds open or as soon as I get a chance to break down the odds. So for this week, that I think I had 6 drivers that on outright markets. I'm talking about 3 in this YouTube video. I talked about I think 2 of the same ones and then 1 different one. The line on that one has actually moved pretty significantly in the article that I published earlier in the week. So you want to make sure that you're checking all of our different content streams to get access to all the bets you can. All right, let's get into our last pick real quick. We have Erik Jones. He has yet to find victory lane at Auto Club in either the Cup Series or the Xfinity Series, but he always runs strong here. If you watched last year's race, you'd remember he finished 3rd here after starting 2nd, finishing 2nd in the first stage, and finishing 2nd in the second stage. Pretty impressive run. He even led 18 laps in relatively underfunded, unimpressive, petty GMS equipment. The team has obviously changed its name to Legacy Motor Club this year. They have another talented driver in Noah Gragson now. They have investment from Jimmy Johnson. I think this team will perform better than it did last year. So Jones has a legitimate shot to win. He also has the 2nd best average finish of active drivers at this track at 10.2. So that's super impressive. The fact that he's at 30-1 to win at DraftKings right now, that's screaming value to me. Obviously, this line would be nice if we got it at a bit longer of a price. I think I saw people talking about it at Bovada at 66-1, which that's insane. But if you got on that early, you got on that early. Unfortunately, most of the major domestic books did not open it at that long of a price. So I want action on Jones. 30-1 is good enough for me. However, if you're skeptical of his ability to win, you can still get some action on Jones outside of the outright markets. Just head over to FanDuel. He is plus 115 to score a top 10. If you look at his actual record here, he is 3 for 5 in scoring top 10s and starts at Auto Club. So that means he has a raw hit rate of 60%. But at plus 115, that means that his implied odds are only 46.5%. Do I think that Jones scores a top 10 finish here more than half the time? Yes. I think that he may not cash this bet, but you have a better than 50% chance of hitting a plus money bet. That's always a sharp way to make some money and build your bankroll. All right, we're going to recap today's picks real quick. So obviously we have action on Kyle Busch as an outright. We have action on Joey Logano as an outright. And we've got Erik Jones at 30-1 and to finish in the top 10 at plus 115. Those are some of the best NASCAR bets you're going to find on the card for this slate. I have some more picks in the Discord that you can read about. I also am going to be putting out another article later today about NASCAR props and matchups for this race. I think there's a ton of value on the betting market. I'm really excited for this race at Auto Club, even though we're going to have to wait for it to start probably because of rain, which is tough. But oh well, it's NASCAR. It's fun. All right, as always, this is Isaiah. I'll be here to break down every single NASCAR Cup Series race over at the Odds Shopper YouTube channel. I hope you check out my articles. I hope you join our Discord and leave a like if you thought this video was useful.